Hello, I am going to do a quick late night reading for you. So, thank you for joining. Take these messages as they resonate. If it does not apply to you, it's just not your message today. Don't sweat it, okay? It's also a new moon right now, so you may be digging into your emotions about what will fulfill you coming forward, okay? So, using the more intellectual side of the emotions. If you are a water sign, that may be significant for you. Capricorn, El Diablo energy. So, um, possibly some feelings of bad luck. um, Maybe you just need to be wary of who you're going to be working with, things of that nature. Okay, so as the cup showed up as the overall energy already, just don't run back to old situations just because you know somebody. Like, that doesn't mean they're going to be the best for you. And maybe that's why this kind of wolf in sheep's clothing here came out. So, it's somebody that you may know, but it's do you really know the real them? And are they actually going to ever reveal that to you? So, you may be taking your chances. Yeah, King of Cups here. So there is somebody, I feel like, collective who's able to tap into their sensitive side. This could be you if you're in this masculine energy, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Leo, strength card. Okay. Again, towards the end of the summer, happy birthday, Leo. We'll go through another full moon cycle. Okay, we've just celebrated the solstice. So, if you've made it this far, have strength because now we're entering the second half, right? And, sometimes it feels like we've been climbing up that mountain and all of a sudden now we're going to just slide down, right? Um, and when we are patient enough, then we get to that harvest season, okay? Because there's honey here, on this card in particular, okay? So you also might be somebody who likes honey, okay? The Seven of Cups. Okay, so yes, you do have some choices in the outcome here, but I don't feel like you, collective, are confused about your choices. I feel like you just have a lot of choices. And with this wolf in sheep's clothing here, it's kind of like just warning you, like, just stay on track. Yes, there's going to be people, it's like it's like when, sometimes when you arrive at a certain airport, if you're on vacation, and then all of a sudden all the vendors come out and say, hey, I'll sign you up for this. Hey, do you need a taxi cab? Blah, blah, whatever. And it's like, it's nothing, they're just doing their job, but in a way it's distracting you from, you know what I mean? If you're not supposed to be interacting, you know what I mean? So you just have to like take it in stride type thing, you know, um, and don't get overly analytical about it, okay? Because that's the thing too with Capricorn is, they do have a tendency to overwork themselves or, perhaps not be willing to, spend or invest where it's possible, but yet Capricorn does like to take a nice vacation. So it's like sometimes you have to weigh these things, right? It's like, okay, so just saying, collective, especially if you are manifesting like for financial abundance and stuff, you may really be like coming out of your emotions, especially if you are this King of Cups here and you're just saying like, look, um you could be telling whoever that you're just like, I like being, kind of, in this Leo energy of having a big heart and being able to help, but right now I just can't, and I need to help myself. You know what I mean? And the option to help them is still always going to be there. Okay. So it's like, that's not going away. All right. You can always come back to that. Like, let them help themselves for a little bit and see what happens. Right. That's kind of the message I'm getting here. So, like, don't get trapped into this wolf in sheep's clothing here type, you know. bondage energy where it's like, oh, well, I knew you back then. And yeah, they want you to be like, oh, well, how is it going to look if we don't work together? And blah, blah. It's like, well, what are you talking about? Like, in some cases, collective, you may not have ever had a deal to begin with. So it's like, why are you getting all upset now? So anyway, you know what I mean? It's kind of like enjoy the ride, right? Yeah, Four of Cups. You could be kind of more keeping to yourself a little bit. Um, a lot of people will read the Four of Cups. There's many ways to read tarot, anyway. But one of the main imageries of the Four of Cups is somebody by themselves. So, I feel like collective, this could be a time where you're taking advantage of contemplation. Okay. And you also might be single too, because this is a Queen of Wands here. And she's kind of known more as being like the flirtatious, right? Queen. Also, that would be Leo coming up. Leo will be having, oh my gosh, these cards just like exploded. Um, Maybe that's a sign for somebody. So, anyway, and that was right on Leo here. So, the energy being that, Leo's ready to celebrate this year. I feel like. Like, yes, and like she's dancing in the card. Like, she's definitely, yeah, celebrating. So, even if you're doing it by yourself, collective, okay. It's kind of like, oh, well, no skin off my nose, right? Type thing. The Knight of Pentacles here. Okay, clarifying the King of Cups. What else do we have? Yeah, the Ace of Cups. So collective, even if like say you're this Queen of Wands, like is this King of Cups for you? Just because maybe they're single. Um it's like a yes, maybe, right? And you're like, but you're looking at it from this Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Cups perspective, where it's like, I don't want to rush into anything. I'm ready for the right one to come along, right? If it happens to be this King of Cups here, okay. If not, what's that song? Waiting for a Girl Like You. Okay, Foreigner, right? Waiting for someone new to come into my life. All right. Page of Swords. So I guess as you're celebrating collective, especially if you are this Leo or have a birthday towards the end of the summer, you may be getting discussed a little bit or spied upon, like, oh, where are they, where are they going to be partying at, blah, blah, type thing. Eight of Cups, whereas you may be like more, not wanting a big celebration. Maybe, especially if you are a Leo, a lot of people expect you to be, you know, kind of having a party. Um, but, for whatever reason, you may be, um, taking a vacation. Maybe this is that vacation thing that I was talking about earlier. Um, and, then that becomes the talk, right? Of like, oh, well, Leo's not around, this time for their birthday because blah blah, right? And maybe you have various reasons for doing that, right? That's why it's the Page of Swords. It's just kind of like idle chatter, whereas collective, you have strength in knowing why you're doing the things that you're doing. I guess is what I want to say. Yeah, you're very firm in this. It's not this King of Cups here is not like a wishy-washy either, and the Queen of Wands is more like she's kind of like, I'm taking advantage of the time I got. Type thing, right? Look at that, Emperor. Yeah, I can't beat it, right? So there might be some competition, this Emperor and this King of Cups. I'm getting two distinct energies there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is. Wow. The Two of Cups. So, yeah, I feel like collective, you definitely have potential for a partnership, and then you have Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So, collective, you could be okay. So you have a Queen of Wands, you also have this Queen of Pentacles here, okay? So depending on what stage you're in, right? But in the outcome here is this Emperor, right? And the overall energy you have is the Queen of Pentacles. So is it kind of like you've just been in a celebratory mode and celebrating maybe, getting rid of this whatever karmic contract, basically, you know? And I don't necessarily feel like it was with this King of Cups, but for some of you, it may have been, right? Um, but I do feel like this King of Cups is definitely a single person. And it's just kind of one of these things. It's like, is this the right person for you, collective, and vice versa, right? So, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull some moonology since it is a new moon. Okay. See what other kind of messages we can get. Do go out and check out the constellations in your area if it's clear. Since it is a new moon, you should more easily be able to see the stars and constellations in your area. Okay. And happy birthday to the sign of Cancer, starting the birthday astrologically in July, or end of June through mid-July. Almost end of July, I want to say. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So we just passed our Gemini season, right? Blending into Cancer, which, is why I feel like we have this King of Cups. The Chariot has come out a couple times in some previous lives, just at the end of Gemini season. So it's one of those things where I feel like instead of going back and forth weighing pros and cons, it's like you made an executive decision, collective, right? And you said, if I have to do it alone, I will. And oh well, right? Because you're waiting for the right one to come along. Okay, somebody who knows what it's like to ride a long time, possibly alone. Which a Knight of Pentacles definitely does. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I don't feel like he's acting like a crybaby about it, right? Yeah, don't let pride get in your way. So, and again, Leo, I feel like it's like collective, yeah, you're not into this competition mode, right? Um you're willing to listen to other people's opinions and perspectives and things of that nature. Okay. Um, Again, that's Leo, and then you also have the Strength card, which is Leo here. Okay. So collective, I feel like some of you, if you've needed help, instead of, being in a negative emotional space about that, you've looked at it as a positive opportunity. Okay. But again, I don't feel like you're in a rush, okay, to sign anything with anybody, right? But you're open to work with whoever you need to be working with. All right. You are good enough. Virgo energy there. Okay. So, collective, whatever you're manifesting on this new moon cycle, um, I feel like by the time the moon turns full, you're going to see that once you keep saying those affirmations and thinking about what you want to focus on, you're going to see that, yeah, I am good enough for this business, or yes, this is a good idea, or, whatever it is. Um, yes, it's okay for me to take a time out and switch gears for a while, right? I don't have to be such and such to prove that I know how to do this, right? So again, that's that oh well, if I don't have this Leo here, right? If I don't have this big party, right, then how will everybody know how much I'm loved, right, and adored, right? When instead you're like, maybe just, maybe you and a couple girlfriends or something want to go hang out and go watch a movie, or, get some snacks, something like simple, right? Um, because sometimes, that's what we need to do as well. Just because you're Leo doesn't mean that you don't need to recharge your batteries, right? So, if it's just so happens that you're, really digging your focus into a lot of these things right now, okay? So that you don't want to be, I don't know how you say it, showboating or something, yeah, you're still good enough. Like if you're worried about your reputation or something, I don't think you need to like worry about that as much as potentially you think. Okay. Um yeah. Because again, I feel like whatever the Seven of Cups here in the outcome is more just kind of distraction based, where you'll always have an opportunity to, say, go back and help your old neighborhood, or, go back and help your family, or go back and, whatever it is you want to do, like from a philanthropic standpoint, or just giving time and attention, right? Um, maybe yeah, okay. Let's pull a last moonology here. So again, like it could be a switching gears thing where it's like, yes, you do have the experience, or, okay, yeah, maybe you haven't done that for a while, but it's kind of like riding a bicycle. Yeah, here it says your hard work is paying off. Capricorn here. And it also says new moon, which we're having this new moon tonight. So yeah, knowing when to get off the wheel, right? Prosperity lies ahead. Okay, so I think collective, you're going to start seeing more the fruit of your labor, and it's going to, um, it's going to make you feel better about the direction that you've been heading. Okay. It's, yeah. And I don't think this is anything like overly like difficult growing pains. It's just a matter of staying patient, and this hard work is paying off thing here. So um I well, let's get some light worker messages. So with the dark, tonight we have the opportunity to see the lights, the sprinkling stars, right? Dotting the skies here. Okay, so those little pieces of light. Let's see what else else might be able to help us manifest. Okay, the name of the channel is Manifest Wisely. Feel free to like the video, especially if you're in the chat today. Please do be kind to others if you are commenting in the chat. Feel free to become a subscriber also, but remember, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video, okay? And your support with a like is 100% free. So as you're enjoying this free collective reading, please do use your own discernment and realize that not every part of the message is meant for you. It could be happening to somebody around you as well. Maybe it's happening to the neighbor across the street from you. It's just how energy tends to work and flow. Sometimes we absorb others' energy. The new moon's a good time to manifest something like protecting yourself from negative energy. Okay. Walking around simply saying, oh, nothing bad is ever going to happen to me, right? That's a rather simplistic view, right? Yes, it's important to have a positive mindset, but also being, aware of your surroundings is good, right? Okay, so yes, the very first card, and it says just say yes. Okay, so um with this Queen of Wands here, whoever this is, collective, I feel like you're really going to be celebrating whatever this news is that you get. Okay. And maybe it's like you don't know what's been going on, and the answers you need are coming. Okay. So it's going to be affirm what you need to know, or you're just going to find out what you need to know. Okay. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Okay. So this King of Cups looks very relaxed, collective, and again, you're, holding out for something that makes you feel really good. Okay. So if you're this feminine energy with this King of Cups, you could feel really comfortable, right? Just make sure it's the right fit and you're waiting for the right one here, right? With the Knight of Pentacles, okay? Don't go, rushing in. I was just at a girlfriend's birthday the other day, and one of her friends was talking about relationships, and we were just discussing things, and she mentioned, she's like, oh yeah, getting into a relationship when you're lonely or whatever, she's like, that's one of the worst times, right? Because that's when you're really vulnerable, right? And maybe not making the best decisions. Okay. So Don't let pride get in your way if your friends are kind of raising the red flag, or, maybe they're not like super supportive and stuff. It's like maybe there's a reason for that. Right? Okay. And I'm not saying you have to do everything your friends tell you to do. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if these are people that you respect and admire, okay, then, then it's like you're setting your own benchmark. All right? So, you know, then you have to look around and say, okay, well then what am I, start mirroring yourself, right? Okay. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Yeah, so this strength card is really important here. Um, Again, knowing you're good enough to cross the threshold, that's what maybe these people here might be talking about with the Page of Swords. Where it's like, oh, I didn't think they had the guts to do this, blah, 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 right? But yet, lo and behold, you are good enough, right? They didn't expect it from little old you, but here's a strength card, and what's on the bottom? Hero. It's one thing I like about this one strength card in particular, because sometimes you have to be your own hero, right? It's like, yeah, wouldn't we love to have somebody come and save us? But in the outcome here, you have this opportunity of the Emperor with a Two of Cups. Now, I'm not saying it has to be this emperor, because this King of Cups is also over here, okay? But you could also be a King of Cups, and this emperor energy could be a feminine. Um, anyway, all right, let's keep going. So the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay, yeah. So again, you might have a whole bunch of distractions. Right. Like, oh, what restaurant should I choose? Yeah, what a problem to have, right? So yeah, maybe your hard work is paying off in that respect, okay? Maybe you are going to be able to spend time with your sweetheart just one on one, right? There's a Hall & Oates song called One on One. That might be very, that's a very specific channel song. So for somebody, I'll probably have to post that one. That is. Feel like that's somebody's specific baby making music. Okay. I mean, whoa, when did that come out? In the 80s? So, you know. Anyway, dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Yeah. So, collective, if you've been feeling stagnant, especially if you're somebody who is in charge of the home, and you're just like, no, I can't go anywhere because I have this and this and this. Don't be afraid to change it up a little bit, right? Just as the seasons change, we do too. And, Queen of Pentacles is kind of like always, like neat as a pin type, right? Where it's okay to dip more into this Queen of Wands energy every now and then, right? And let your hair down, right? So, and it is your season, literally, with this Leo energy. So, you might be needing to love yourself a little bit more, all right, when it comes to that. If you do or don't have this King of Cups in your because the thing is, this, yeah, anyway, you'll know how it resonates for you, okay? So again, not every message is your message, but if you did like this message, please do like the video, and until next time, manifest wisely. Bye bye.